The three-time Super Bowl winning Broncos are moving.
Makes the catch! Touchdown, Denver!
Bringing that mile-high magic to a new home.
This is a huge win-win-win for the city.
In Denver.
They are, after all, the Denver Broncos.
The big plans in store.
They don't want to just do a stadium. They're going to do a whole entertainment district.
From Denver's very first stadium in 1948 to today, we have team coverage taking you from the past to the future.
The news starts now. The Denver Broncos are one step closer to having a new home.
For the first time in 24 years, the team is looking to move its preferred location, Burnham Yard. The historic rail yard is less than 2 miles southeast of the current stadium.
It's just south of the Auraria campus near the La Alma Lincoln Park neighborhood. Burnham Yard was built back in 1871, just 13 years after the city of Denver was founded.
And Michael, you were one of the first people in Denver to learn this news this morning, and the first person actually to speak with Denver's mayor.
Yeah, this is a big win for the mayor and for the city as well. Of course, people have a lot of questions about this, including why now? The Broncos' lease at their current stadium is up in just a few years. And one of the benefits, Michelle, of building a new stadium, it makes the city more attractive for bigger events.
With a new stadium with a retractable roof, which means we can host a Super Bowl. And
Now, the Super Bowl, not a guarantee, but certainly much more likely when you add in a retractable roof, especially considering that game would be played in February in
Cold
Denver.
and snowy.
Yes. A new stadium could also host the Final Four and potentially big-name concerts as well.
Okay, so what is the timeline? When can I watch the Broncos home opener in this new stadium?
I know you're a big fan. I know you're excited about this. The current lease at Mile High expires after the 2030 season, so the goal would be to have the new stadium built in time for kickoff of the 2031 season.
Okay, so we have a while,
some
right?
time.
I know. Always a big question now is who's paying for it all?
Yeah, that is one of the biggest questions when you talk about stadiums being built. This stadium will be privately funded, something the mayor says is a big win for the city.
it was critical for us. I mean, we felt like we both wanted to do this, and we didn't think taxpayers should have to pay for the stadium.
Now, one thing is for sure, this is the start of a lot of change in Denver. Broncos ownership group pointed that out today. They also said, well, there's a long way to go.
Yes, the Broncos contacted some people living and working in the area of the new stadium this morning, and Alan Janae joins us live now with more on that. Alan?
Well, tonight here at this historic former rail yard that bears the gritty football-like name of Burnham Yard, there are thoughts of this potential dome stadium a few years down the road with a lot of development around it. And while this is far from a done deal, there are already people thinking dreamy thoughts of the potential here. It has its piles of rubble showing the remainder of over 100 years of railroad history. Some see potential.
You think it'll be good for the neighborhood?
I think it will. I think it will.
They call her Ms. Collins, Joanne. She thinks the kids in the La Alma Lincoln Park neighborhood just east of the yards could use a little help.
And it's going to give jobs to the people in the neighborhood, too. Some of the young folks, give them something to do.
At the Youth on Record nonprofit, Jamie Duffy is thrilled.
We're preparing Colorado young people for careers in music, sports, and entertainment.
Wait a minute. You said sports and entertainment.
I did say sports and entertainment.
They already work with the Broncos a bit. This could be a lot bigger.
The organization contacted us today, unprompted, and said, we're coming, we want to build partnerships in a strong community, so I think they really mean it.
It's our goal to have world-class facilities for this team.
In a video release, Broncos CEO Greg Penner laid out their plans. The state had visions of mixed-use development, but will now sell the land it acquired 4 years ago to the ownership. It will mean costs, says the governor.
Of course, we're going to make the corresponding upgrades on state roads nearby, on Colfax and others, just to accommodate the extra traffic and make sure it doesn't inconvenience anyone.
For 132 years, the Buckhorn Exchange has held down a corner, serving game like venison.
Is this a wow for you or a wow with some trepidation?
I think it's a wow with a little bit of trepidation. We're definitely excited, but there's, a lot of unknown, accessibility.
Parking worries, but there is a lot of excitement.
You'll catch all of us just kind of looking out those windows upstairs, kind of wondering what it's going to actually look like.
And the Broncos are saying they will seek a lot of input.
I think it's really important to have an open and transparent process as we go through the next couple of years of planning.
And right now, there's a lot of hope.
I think it'll be really good for the neighborhood, but it has to be done right.
Well, there already is a light rail line here, as you can see behind me, and there is the potential, of course, if the stadium moves, of bringing other big events with it. But there are only so many Beyoncés and Taylor Swifts, one expert told me today. But there is a lot of money in those big concerts, and the city is hoping there might be more of them. In Denver, I'm Alan Janae, covering Colorado First.
Yeah, certainly a lot to watch and a lot to cover as the years unfold. Alan, thank you.
Next to Sarah Horbakowitz, tracking what the city plans to do with the current Mile High Stadium if the new Burnham Yard Stadium is built. Sarah?
Yeah, a lot of mixed emotions here in Jefferson Park. I mean, the big question is, if that new stadium is built, what's happening to the 80 acres right here? And the mayor says he wants to spend the next few years working on just that, talking to the community here. But the neighbors I spoke to today have mixed opinions on that potential move. Sundays in the fall, Mile High comes alive. And so does the neighborhood around it.
How far away is your house from the stadium?
2.5 blocks.
Paul Young has been the Broncos neighbor for years. So when the team wanted a stadium upgrade,
we were hoping they'd redevelop in this neighborhood and make the neighborhood even better.
But Tuesday, the team said they're looking at moving across town, leaving Paul's favorite pregame bar behind.
Yeah, I hope that whatever plans they have, they do quickly so the local businesses would not be impacted.
Riverside Church is also worried about Broncos fans moving out, not necessarily for Sunday service, but serving fans who need a place to park. At $25 a spot for 1,000 spots.
It's a lot of money.
Now planning to make up for a more than $200,000 change in fundraising over the next few years.
You know, it's a bummer, but it's still exciting. The stadium will still be in the city, and so we love that for our city. Obviously, it impacts us, but it'll also impact places where the stadium is moving.
But some Bronco-fueled businesses, like sports fans, say it could all be worth the risk.
When we think about what's to come and the fact that there could be Super Bowls and Final Fours and concerts all year round, I think it really brings a lot more to the city than it might subtract from losing a stadium.
Already in talks to follow the team if they make the punt to Burnham Yards.
I think it really brings a vibrancy to the entirety of downtown Denver, something I'm really excited about.
Riverside Church says they also feed first responders that are working the game at halftime, and they want to continue finding a way to serve this community even if the stadium moves. Now, we also know that there are these mixed reactions in the neighborhood, but overall, everyone seems to have a big sigh of relief that it all looks to be staying in Denver. Reporting in Denver, Sarah Horbakowitz, covering Colorado First.
All right, Sarah, thank you. And this is just the first step in a 5-year-long journey. We are going to follow every step of the way, follow along with us on air and on our website, cbscolorado.com.